Hi, I'm Dr. Joe McGinley, coming to you from the McGinley Clinic in Casper, Wyoming. We're really excited to discuss our free webinar that's coming up on January 12th at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. At this webinar, we're going to have extensive information on functional popliteal artery entrapment syndrome and chronic exertional compartment syndrome. I know a lot of you have been struggling with these entities for several years, receiving all type of information and diagnoses. During this webinar, what we're going to talk about is the anatomy and some of the physiology of what causes both of these problems. What many of you may not know is there's overlap in the symptoms and overlap in the diagnoses. We're then going to discuss a lot of the myths and false information that's out there regarding these problems and how we can address those and sort those out specific to what you're experiencing. Finally, during the webinar, we're going to talk about the various treatments, from conservative treatments, modification of gait patterns, modification of activities, up through the minimally invasive treatments onto surgical options, and we'll cover all the pros and cons of each of those treatments. As many of you know, I have my own treatment I developed several years ago. We have the patented MVP treatment. During our procedures and our workup, we spend extensive time to your symptoms, to your problems, identifying what works and what doesn't work, and trying to address the exact problem that you may have. So I hope you can join us on January 12th at 6 p.m. We are going to have time for question and answer during that sessions. Just a little bit on the question and answer sessions. If you have specific patient-related information, we may not be able to address that live just because we'll have a large audience during that meeting. However, we'll take questions through email, through our Facebook messaging. We'll try to address those specifically. As always, my nurse Jen or patient coordinator Julie can call you and we can discuss it in more detail. But during the webinar, we're going to stick to the basics, and hopefully this will answer a lot of your questions. I know many of you have been struggling with this for many years, and hopefully this webinar will give you a little bit of reassurance and some answers on your problems, and maybe at some point we'll see you in Casper, Wyoming. Thank you, and I look forward to chatting with you on January 12th.